Martin Lewis is here to help save us some money. Are you into all the sinister things with the Addams family?
No.
Would you have looked in that mirror?
Because I completely don't believe in any of it in any other way. I would have had no issue looking in the mirror whatsoever.
Should we get the mirror back?
He's so practical, isn't he?
He's
always practical about everything.
Got to be a reason.
Yeah.
I'm being very careful what I say on these type of things. I shall be. No, I'm not into that type of stuff.
Let's take it back to the things that you are into. He's here talking us through some headlines that hopefully could have an impact on your finances. Good to have you with us this morning.
It's a triumvirate of news, triumvirate of tips today.
OK, so where do you want to start?
Child trust funds. So, look, really important for anyone aged 13 to 22. Specifically, we're talking about people born between the 1st of September 2002 and the 2nd of January 2011. There was a thing called the Child Trust Fund. It's a tax-free form of savings that everybody of that age automatically had one set up. In some cases, your parents chose the savings or investments, or if they didn't, it went to a default form of savings and investment. Now, the key to it is the state added money automatically. So everyone had at least 250 quid in it from the state. Yeah. Now, many of the people born in that age are now over the age of 18. Yeah. So they're between the ages of 18 and 22.
My Sam, yeah.
Just like Sam. Yeah. And once you're age 18, you can access that cash. But, and I need to put my glasses on to read this number.
Go on, do it, the new glasses.
671,000 18 to 22-year-olds have not touched their money, and there is an average of £2,212 in these accounts. Now, the reason I'm doing this today is we've started to see a trend on TikTok of no-win, no-fee firms advertising to give you access to your money. There's some of them charge 350 quid, some of them are taking 25%. Do not touch them, do not sniff them, do not smell them. You do not need to use those firms. They can do absolutely nothing for you that you can't do yourself. It is a complete rip-off. So I want to get the message out. Many of you will be parents of people of that age group. Do not pay anyone to get your money. This is what you do. If you know who the company is, you contact the company. I think that's pretty simple. If you don't know who the company is, you go onto gov.uk, the government's website, you search Child Trust Funds. When you get there, there's a simple form you fill in to locate your child trust fund. You will need your date of birth and your national insurance number. It then takes up to 3 weeks. They will get back to you and they will tell you who your child trust fund provider is, and then you can get in touch with them. All the firms advertising are doing is asking for the same information and doing the same things yourself and charging you 350 quid or 25% of an average 2,200 quid. I should say, by the way, some people get in touch with you and say, my kid's only got 500. Well, it depends on the investment vehicle and how long it's in. The average is 2,200. Some will have more, some will have less. But let's get the word out there. Anyone, I'll give you the key dates, born between the 1st of September 2002 and the 2nd of January 2011, you had a child trust fund, the state added money, you can access that money once you're aged 18, and you must not pay anybody to access that money.
Did you know you'd got one of those?
No, I knew that we had the child trust fund. I didn't realise that actually Sam can access it now because he's 19 and Jack's going to be 18 in January, so both of them fall within this period. And I remember when it happened, it was a really fantastic vehicle that the government was putting this money in for them for when they became 18.
And if anyone wants to ask questions about what you do with the money once you've got the money, we can do that in the phone-in later. Yes. But the real warning here is don't pay anyone to access your own cash. It is absolutely not worth it.
It's easy enough.
It's incredibly easy to do. And let's just get the message out. There's a slight aside. I know I'm going to get messages. I am aware that children who have mental capacity issues, who cannot access it themselves, there is a real problem with accessing these accounts. I have written to the Children's Minister in the past. I'm aware of that campaign and I'm involved in that campaign. I haven't got a fix for you, but I'm aware of that. So if you're going to get in touch with that element, I know. I'm sorry.
I mean, there'll be a lot of first, second-year university students, third year going, hold on a sec, this could be the answer to some of the debt that I'm in or some of whatever I need to pay my...
It can help. Or you can save it, or you can put it to a lifetime ISA where you get money towards your first-time property.
Brilliant.
Amazing. What about wills? We should all be making wills now.
Right, so the reason for doing this right now is 2 of the big free will schemes are on right now or taking bookings right now. So, look, the gold standard for drafting a will is to get a solicitor to do it for you. It is very important to have a will if you have any assets, so you decide who to leave them to. Otherwise, the intestacy laws, that's what it's called, decide where it goes. It's also worth noting, even if you're thinking, they'll do fine for me, that not having a will can slow the process of moving the money along quite considerably. So getting a will is the right way to go through, but wills drafted by a solicitor are expensive, £300 to £500, but that's why these free will schemes are on. The first one that is on at the moment is free wills. It's free wills month in October and March. So obviously we're in the October one. This is for people aged 55 and over. Now, where it is on in the country depends on whether you're October or March. At the moment, it's Liverpool, Manchester, Belfast, Birmingham, Bristol, Cardiff, Newcastle, Swansea and more. Check on its website. In this one, a solicitor will draft a simple will for free for you, or a mirror will. So that's where you're a couple and you both have pretty identical wills. Right. As long as one of you is aged over 55. You must book by the end of October. Why do they do it? Well, they're working with the following charities: Age UK, Alzheimer's Research, British Heart Foundation, Marie Curie, Mind and Samaritans. And they hope you will leave a bequest of £300 to £500 in the will. So you'll leave, you don't have to pay now, but when you go, they hope you'll leave £300 to £500. It's also easier for people.
For the service, yeah.
For the service, so you
What's
don't pay that
the website
now.
again, please, Martin?
That is Free Wills Month, which isn't easy to say for some
No. There's a... Yeah. The fr and the w.
Yeah, Free Wills Month. Then you've got Will Aid, which is the bigger scheme. That's on in November, but accepting bookings right now.
Yeah.
Will Aid, it's for anybody who's an adult, so age 18 or older. What happens there is they ask for a donation to charity. Again, solicitor drafted. It's £100 for a single will. It's £180 for a mirror will. The donation is spread across 7 charities, including Age UK, British Red Cross, Christian Aid, NSPCC and Save the Children. If you can't afford it, you can pay less. Taking glasses off, but please don't game it. This is for charity. But if you genuinely can't afford it, you can give less. Again, it's for simple wills. It's quite easy to do. Bookings are open now, but they book up quite quickly, so you want to do it soon. 2 quick more will things. If you've already got a will, check it's up to date.
Yes.
Out-of-date wills are a problem. And most people don't know this. But if you did a will before you were married and you get married in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, your will tends to be invalid when you get married. So you need to do another will if you've been married since you did your will. And in some ways, though, the most important people who need to do wills are unmarried couples. So not married, not in a civil partnership. You may have lived together 30 years, you may have 17 children together, but in the law, you have no status. Yeah. The whole idea there's this common law husband and wife, it's rarely done. And if you don't have a will, the intestacy laws mean your partner will probably get nothing.
It's funny, it's the conversation. I had a friend that's recently gone through a problem because there was no will. As hard as it is having a conversation about a will, it's a lot easier than having the conversation once somebody has sadly passed away and there is no will.
If we don't have the unpleasant issues conversation, I call it the 3 Ds, death, divorce, dementia. If we don't talk about that, wills and power of attorney and funeral planning and life insurance, the compound to the grief when these things do happen that's added by not planning in advance is so much worse than having the conversation in the first place.
Right, we've got about a minute left, Martin, and we know you want to talk about car insurance and direct debits.
Car insurance. If you're paying car insurance by monthly direct debit, what people seem not to understand, or not everybody, is it is a loan. What happens...
I didn't realise that.
You pay annually, a finance firm pays annually for you, loans you the money with interest added on top over the years so that you pay a lot more. That is what's going on. It generally goes on your credit file as well. 1 in 3 people pay this way. Now, look, of course, if you can pay up front, pay up front.
Yeah.
If you can't pay up front, a 0% for purchases credit card. Use that to pay for your car insurance and make sure you do it in 12 monthly payments across the year. Don't leave it to the next year because you've got your next car insurance to come, and don't use a credit card for anything else. Credit cards used willy-nilly are bad. The 0% for purchases credit card means that it's interest-free. But I just want to read you, even if you can't get a 0% card, Direct Line, if you pay by the month, is 23%, Aviva 16%, eShore 26%, Hedgehog 44%, Beam 26%, NFU Mutual is the only one that doesn't charge interest. All of those are generally higher than a typical high street credit card, except eShore. So even if you can't get a 0% credit card, check the APR rate of your credit card, check the APR rate of paying by monthly direct debit. If your credit card has a lower APR, there might be some credit card fees you have to add on top. Put it on the credit card, make sure you pay it off in 12 instalments, just like you would on monthly payment, or it can be a real problem. And that is cheaper than doing monthly direct debit. So just be aware, monthly direct debit is by far the most expensive way to pay for your car insurance.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that.
We will make sure all those details are on the app, of course. Martin, great to have you in. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.